work for is lying to the American people. And you know that what you're doing is wrong at the end of the day. You know it. You see how nervous you are? You're shaking. You are sweating. Your glasses, you can't even see out of them. You're terrified.
I'm wearing my mask.
Your mask is down underneath your nose again. You are terrifying the general public. You realize that.
Wow, that confrontation between an anti-stay-at-home order protester and a local reporter in Columbus, Ohio, is just one example of the extreme tactics as demonstrators, enraged by the inconvenience of not getting haircuts and manicures, including many Trump supporters, leave their homes and flaunt their unmasked faces to demand that their states reopen. But the big question remains, why such unbreakable fealty to a president whose handling of the pandemic has clearly been a disaster from day one? What are Trump supporters really thinking? My next guest is the perfect guy to ask. Joining me now is David Weissman, a former Trump supporter and a U.S. Army veteran. David, who's now come to me in live and living color from Twitter. I have tweeted with you many a time. Thank you very much for being here. And before I bring you on, I want to read just the statement it's a tweet from the reporter who you just saw in that top shot. She had the mask on. Her name is Adrienne Robbins, and she's a reporter at NBC4, our NBC affiliate in Columbus, Ohio. And she tweeted, "I asked this woman to respect my space after she was yelling and spitting in my face. She said I had no right to social distancing in public and continued to follow me, complaining about my mask that is meant to protect her and those around me." Now, we don't know who this woman voted for. You know, we're sort of presuming that she might be in the sort of MAGA camp. But people like that, you know, we see them around and that kind of attitude. Can you explain what that kind of attitude is about?
Sure. First off, I'd like to thank you for having me on.
Sure.
What this attitude mindset that comes from MAGA is they've been led to believe for so many years that Democrats want to take rights away. They want to take freedoms away. So they feel that this is a plot, you know, by Democrats and MSM. That's what they're doing. They're taking their freedoms away. They want to stay at home, and they don't realize that this is really to keep people safe. It is a totally different worldview, totally different reality. You know, because I guess I wonder, aren't people afraid of getting sick? You know, I mean, even going and doing food runs around here, you'll see people walking around with no masks on, you know, sort of with kind of an attitude look of like, yeah, I'm not going to wear a mask. Who's going to make me? And daring you kind of to confront them. And they both scare me because you're thinking this person could be sick for all we know. But aren't people like that afraid of themselves getting sick? Do they just not believe COVID-19 is real? Not at all. I mean, a lot of this fear that I mentioned about a lot of it comes from propaganda from conservative networks downplaying the virus. They don't think the virus is as serious as it really is. A lot of people do not believe in the numbers of the fatalities from the virus. We have Trump to blame for that. I mean, he called it a hoax. He called it a hoax for a long time, and he waited until 70 days to finally actually act on it. And you see people like Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, they were calling it a hoax. And that's why you have so many people thinking that this is not as serious as it really is. Why they have no problem going to public protesting.
But, you know, at a certain point, even Fox News anchors have admitted that it is real, right? So if they change their minds and say it's real, and if Trump says, no, COVID-19 is real, does that actually, the people you know who are still Trump supporters, does that change their mind when their favorite anchors on Fox say, yes, it's real?
No, they think that, you know, the mindset is this is the media, this is, they're trying to get Trump to follow the experts, and they don't see it that way because they believe it for, you know, Trump for a long time that this is not as serious. So the anger that and the fear that these people have actually came along before Trump, and they believe that, you know, Democrats have been always trying to take their freedoms away, and this mentality is something that has been going on for many, many years. And
yeah, before I let you go, what turned you to finally drop your support for the president?
Well, I had a very interesting dialogue that pretty much changed my worldview with
Sarah Silverman on Twitter. I learned a lot of the values that what liberals believe in, Democrats believe in, even about politicians like Obama and Hillary Clinton. I learned a lot of the stuff that I've been told for many years were false about what, in the real world, what's really going on. So when my worldview changed, I was able to see who Trump really is. And I realized, wow, he is not this patriotic businessman. He dodged a draft 5 times. He had business failures. He's not this, he's the person that Fox News and other media outlets made him out to be. He is not that in real life. And when I realized that, and I learned that that's not who I voted for. When I voted for Trump, I was picturing somebody else.
Yep. Well, he is a TV actor, not really even an actor, reality show guy. But David Weissman, thank you very much. Really appreciate those insights. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
And coming up in our next hour, cheers. Thank you. Coming up in our next hour, Donald Trump reportedly threatened to, get this, sue his own campaign manager for telling him